an audience which came in was hearing a piece for the first time, which was fresh and dangerous, and they heard it performed in a highly volatile manner. And all of that is gone today. We tend to go to concerts to hear music that we already know, and we have CDs and DVDs of these things, and we're familiar not only with how the pieces go, but we have a particular bias because of this or that great pianist or violinist who's played it in a certain way. The point of a cadenza was to have something dangerous happen. That is, that nobody knew what would be played, and the performer least of all. You see, since these were in general world premieres, the unfamiliarity of the cadenza is no different from the unfamiliarity of the rest, but the feel of you're fighting your way out of a sack, which is tied at the top, is something that everybody did understand. And it was the moment that the piece, which by necessity was prepared because people were playing from written parts, that although the audience hadn't heard it, it existed. And very often, I mean, certainly in Mozart's day, the orchestras almost never rehearsed, so they were sight reading. Just the way, say, Duke Ellington's band, the chart would come down on the stands, they'd lift up their horns, and off they'd go. Very, very much, actually, a similar kind of ghetto music, just exchange Harlem of the 1930s and 40s for Vienna of the 1780s or 90s or 1800s. Very, very much a particular language like that. But nonetheless, in spite of the fact that the music was unfamiliar, people understood that there was something risky about these cadenzas. And my feeling is that bringing that lively sense of terror back into the concert hall is one of the ways that we can revivify this music. When I perform these concertos, I always improvise. I do so in full knowledge of the fact that from a qualitative point of view, looking at what comes out if someone were to come in with a recording machine and take it down, that qualitatively as a composition, that would be inferior to what Mozart wrote or what Beethoven wrote. It would be ludicrous to imagine anything else. On the best day possible, one might do something which isn't completely foreign to the standards set by those great geniuses. But that isn't the point. And it seems to me that in the age of Beethoven and Mozart, most pieces were performed for the first and last time. Audiences came to concerts to hear new pieces. The idea of repertoire, of heritage, was not part of the attitude of that portion of society that patronized composers and went to these concerts. And there was a great deal of room for spontaneous embellishment, and of course the cadenzas were always improvised.